So, I wanted to talk about, well, coincidences, synchronicities, and serendipities. I think Dr. Joe Dispenza uses those three words the most. Um, once again, words, human made-up concepts. You know, I think most of the viewers, most of you people who see this, either because the algorithm or just because of my awareness, whatever, brought this video to you. I do assume that most people actually know about what I'm talking about when you click on this video, but with the YouTube algorithm nowadays, you might have actually just once typed in the word manifestation or whatever, or manifesting. Now most of my most of my titles won't even include the word creating, manifesting, manifestation, and be aware that I understand that I would get, so to speak, way more views, but this is all just a 3D human finite me trying to fight, so to speak, the 3D reality as God, so to speak. So I'm not going to do any of these things because I'm not here to be a scammer or a liar. How am I pretty much making one or multiple videos on this topic pretty much every day, but at the same time the person telling it you, even though I'm still the messenger, Nah, I don't like that, man. I'm not about to sell you anything. I might end up coaching people if they really desire me to do so, helping you, lending you a hand, so to speak, and guiding you through whatever you created, so to speak. Once again, I know some of you might maybe even click off the video after you hear me say this, but you, once again, you, the viewer right now, as well as me, but I am you, but we're not going into non-duality right now. You, the viewer, are the sole cause of the phenomena in your life. And actually I left a few words out in a different video, but it was still the same thing. You are the phenomena of the not even the cause, you are the phenomena in your life, sorry. The cause of the phenomena in your life is you. So you are the phenomena in your life, like I just said in a different video. Awareness is the alpha and the omega. So it always starts with you, so to speak, and ends with you. So you put your awareness on something in your mind, you put your awareness in awareness, in imagination, however you want to, a mental picture, a mental image, or even a scene, doing the thing you desire to do. So yeah, obviously when you desire or you want to create or manifest whatever, once again, you're not creating, manifesting anything. Creation is finished, which means every imaginable, so to speak, everything you right now can put your awareness on, as crazy as it may seem or as normal as you convince yourself that experience is, it's all you doing it, so to speak, doing it to yourself. It's just a dream to experience whatever you want to experience or don't want to experience. But if you're not, so to speak, once again, you are awareness, so you can't really not be aware. But once again, then again, you are still in this paradox of also being a human in this linear time perspective, 3D physical mind and limited finite mind, so to speak. Well, none of that matters. I understand that the paradox exists at the same time, so yeah, you're also, this is good. You are God, so you are the Son of God, Jesus, and you are the Son of Man, so that would be, so to speak, the Son of Jesus, but Jesus was a physical human being, so since you are as well, that means that there's really no being, it's not really something born, so to speak. Once again, God is the God awareness, and you could say Jesus is the human finite awareness who at the same time, because time doesn't exist, understands who he really is, also known as the Son of God, one with God, just like we are, since we are one with the physical, so to speak, Yeshua, Jesus, who may or have not been physically alive, doesn't really matter, it's all about the truth, the message, the story. And then not just listening to it, like I forgot it says, don't only be doers, oh, be only doers of the word. Don't be hearers only, don't just listen to this message and click it off and then go back to the finite little me who still somehow convinced him or herself that you do not have any control or any influence on whatever is happening to you, whatever you created. Once again, creation is finished. You just put your awareness on whatever. And yes, that might be a Bugatti, Veyron, or whatever, whatever model of that car, a Bugatti. I think most of those people are familiar with that supercar, whatever. Well, if you now, I don't, just assuming you do still have or still whatever, if you decide to have a job or, have some, have to do some work from day to day or whatever it may be. If you have an office job or whatever job and you go to your job, pretty much every day, 3, 4, 5 weeks of the day, so to speak. I don't know, I'm just, assuming right now, so to speak. Whatever, everything exists. So whoever the viewer is, you will, whatever goes hand in hand with who you are deciding to be right now. Well, for example, you're going to your office tomorrow. Well, I gave this example in another video, but how about right now you put your awareness on a specific colleague. You either do or do not like them. I'd actually say, make a visualization or put your awareness, make a mental image of you receiving a cup of coffee from maybe your boss who, so to speak, doesn't like you, he or she, whatever, or just a colleague you never speak to who doesn't really acknowledge your existence, so to speak. It's just all an illusion. Obviously, you are one with that person. He or she is you. It's all just one, but in this, so to speak, beautiful, it's just me assigning a meaning to it, because now that I'm speaking about it, it's actually so funny. But when you're stuck and spiraling and not understanding who you really are, you get stuck in thought, feelings, emotions, and before you know it, you're half a day further, so to speak. 12 hours have passed and you didn't yet get back to understanding who you really are, which is God, which is all that is, which is source, which is awareness, pure consciousness awareness. Well, then you're really consistently, so to speak, creating things you do not desire. So that's why I just made a video about Ramana Maharshi and him with the, the I am meditation, the self-inquiry meditation of you inquiring who you really are, investigating who is the real you, so to speak, the observer, awareness, consciousness. Well, the thing is, still me saying this may or may not convince you, and that's the whole thing. You have to convince yourself, once again, for everything that exists right now, even this, these few blades of grass, so to speak. And then again, the example that was what I was doing. The example of you are deciding right now, and I, encourage or recommend you do it with somebody you somehow convince yourself doesn't like you, wouldn't ever speak to you, wouldn't ever, you are creating this, for me it's such a simple thing. Obviously you're gonna get this cup of coffee from even this, so to speak, your worst enemy, but it's just an example. So try it out, put your awareness right now on somebody who is going to deliver you a cup of coffee, and they might ask you if you want it, doesn't matter. It's still you going to choose if you do or do not want it. So obviously you're subconsciously propelled to say yes, because that is the action, so to speak, you take automatically. None of this is, you're not pretty much, okay, so you are awareness, so this is what I mean, in every moment. So you can also still, for example, today you put your awareness on getting a free cup of coffee from a, so to speak, colleague who hates you, whatever. You assign that meaning, you create them, they are you pushed out. Once again, your awareness pushed out. So if you put your awareness on they don't like you, they don't, they hate you, so to speak, then they will conform to that claim, that assumption. So they literally have to play out, so to speak, whatever whatever job, so to speak, in a 3D finite reality you assigned up on them, so to speak. But the point is, the few blades of grass or the free cup of coffee from either somebody you do like or do not like, it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing as a Bugatti. And then you would say, well, I think a cup of coffee and a colleague in a job, office and whatever is such a different experience from, well, looking at driving in or obtaining whatever, buying whatever, a Bugatti. Well, here you go. It isn't. All of these things exist right now as potential, the same as you right now as awareness can become aware of whatever you want. If you want to be, so to speak, a bum, with respectfully to all these people, even if they did it, they chose, even if they did so subconsciously, they chose to live this life, But if you want to be, somebody who lives under a bridge, well, you can for sure realize that, You probably be like, well, obviously, that's way much easier than obtaining a car or whatever. Once again, it's you right now, in your mind or whatever. Me saying this, and you're probably using your mental diet to fight me right now, But you're actually, I am you. If you really understand that everything is one, which implies everything. So everything you can put your awareness on, can be aware of, imagine, whatever, how you want to, you can call it whatever you want, but it's the same thing. Putting your awareness on whatever, and you will experience it. Well, with the car, I'd recommend you, make it as natural as you want to, And if once, by you understanding that you are God, God's awareness, whatever awareness, all that is, it's all the same thing. Different words to finitely try to explain, what is infinite. Well, it's you choosing this, this and that, and this and this and this and that, every day, every single day, every minute, so to speak, every second, millisecond, whatever. Time doesn't exist. You put your awareness on whatever. Well, if you don't understand that right now, but you're putting your awareness on owning, now thinking from, okay, I am the person who now has a Bugatti. You decide what color, model, whatever. Carbon fiber, if that's even possible, probably it is, I don't know. All these things don't matter, you decide, what model is going to be, Could be a Bugatti from 10 years ago, so to speak, if you desire that. I'd probably go for the 2025 model, why not, but point being is, you decide all of this. And the same as you decide or choose a color is the same as you putting your awareness on it being you right now and staying true to it, Because you probably be true, well, I don't know if I get the car, that's all you doing it to yourself, but, well, purple is my favorite color, so if I ever got, so to speak, got the Bugatti, then it would be purple. Well, you are already bold and courageous enough to decide that, So why wouldn't you just decide that you are now an owner of a purple Bugatti, whatever, And it literally is the same, and also the same experience. Obviously, in this 3D finite human mind, it would never seem the same, because we're here in this constant state of change, so to speak. The true awareness, the true observer isn't in constant change. It's always just silently relaxed, so to speak, observing what is happening. But yeah, if you really understand that your awareness is God's awareness, then why would you make it hard on yourself? It's all you, once again, doing it to yourself. As I did, as I somehow convinced myself that none of this is true or worked, and and I fell back for years, not completely forgetting, but, well, pretty much, understanding that it's on all the time, right now, Like I gave as an example, I used to do meditations a lot, I still do, but only when I feel like, choose to do so because I want to do so, not because it's needed for my awareness or my, whatever. But even if I did, intending money or intending love or whatever, it doesn't really matter if you really, it's all the same. So health, whatever, I'm always healthy. That's something I did convince myself to be true, I haven't been sick in over 10 years, literally. Not a cold, none of that. Because I've been, well, the thing is, I've always been healthy, so to speak. So when I found out about this information, it wasn't that hard. Because, yeah, so to speak, my human 3D experience, physical reality, finite little me, tells me consistently, like, oh, you are already dead. And that's the whole thing. Do you understand that if somebody or something or whatever experience in your life told you or convinced you to be something, then it's going to be like that for the rest of your life, so to speak, unless you cancel it out, unless you choose to change it. And you're not changing an experience, you're just choosing a different one. Like I said, creation is finished, which literally means everything you can be aware of right now exists. But you still have to choose it by putting your awareness on it. And understanding that if you did, you will experience it, whatever it is. So yeah, like Joe Dispenza always comes up with serendipities, coincidences and synchronicities. Those are all just very, so to speak, small, finite examples, but they're not, I got a good example, and it's a few years back. I had to go somewhere, and I was on the highway, and literally the same day before that, I knew I had to go there, the day after, so to speak, linear time perspective. Everything is now, okay? But I thought about a certain, I think a Lamborghini Aventador in a yellow color, whatever. Just not me owning it at all, because it was still, that's the thing about thinking of something or thinking from it, Well, I thought of for just maybe a few seconds, maybe just 1 second, as in just because that's what I'm consistently emphasizing. It's done after 1 second, so to speak. It's just done. No time exists, okay? So you put your awareness on whatever, now you're thinking from it, that makes it so. If you cancel it out either a month later, a year later, I don't care, 1 second later, 2 seconds later, 10 seconds, 20, a few minutes, half an hour, it's all you, okay? And these are the exact examples of people who claim to have, like me, know about this for 10 years. But if you've known about this for 10 years and you've pretty much, because you've manifested, so to speak, once again, everything is created already, creation is finished, but you have manifested every experience in your life until now. And you will do so until you physically, so to speak, die, whatever. Change is constant, nothing ever really rests, so be assured that your awareness will always be here, because you are pure awareness and everything is awareness. But all of that aside, I'll let that up to you to, contemplate. You don't have to take my word for that. I'd rather have you experience for yourself or understand for yourself that awareness is everything, and it will never subside, will never be destroyed, pretty much be created. You could say it's created because I'm aware right now, but But the thing is, serendipities, synchronicities, coincidences are you putting your mind on whatever. And the example I was just giving, I literally the day before put my awareness on seeing, not owning, but seeing. Just I thought of the car, not from it, not from me owning it. That's a dumbass. I should have done that, but okay. I thought of it, and literally in less than 24 hours, I was on the freeway, on the highway, whatever, and I came across this car, It was on the road, on the different side of the road, and obviously I became aware of it, I wasn't just at that moment looking to the right side because it was left from me, It wasn't just in my phone, or, that's what awareness is. You put your awareness on it, so you will, so to speak, duplicate it. Once again, be aware of it for the second time, so to speak. So that's what I mean with alpha and omega. It's actually just one right now, but in mind, in awareness, in imagination, you become aware of something, and then in mind, imagination, in / the physical reality as well, in what you experience consistently all throughout your day, you will also become aware of the same thing you put your awareness on just a day ago, just an hour ago, just a month ago, whatever. You decide the time interval, because it's just you in awareness choosing it to be true or not true, So if you might have done coaching with a spiritual coach for 10 months, but you gave them all your money, all your time, but if the day after that, and the coaching is, so to speak, it ended, and you should now be the person who you desire to be, and you cancel out whatever you did desire, then it's done, and there goes 10 months of nothing, so to speak. And that's why I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to tell you who you are, how to use this, and use it right now, because it might take you a few lifetimes, so to speak, but you're still going to be aware of who you really are. So why don't you just start right now, I mean, come on, man. It's all you. You are the sole cause of the phenomena in your life. Matter of fact, you are the phenomena in your lives. You are them. Every experience, whatever, small, big, you decide. Well, it proves whatever, and obviously I didn't make a video of it, but I'm not lying about this, okay? This really happened in less than 24 hours, but I thought of the car. And the thing is, I told this to my dad, this is years ago, and he pretty much, like for half an hour almost, didn't really, so to speak, whatever, 15 minutes, he just practically thought I was lying to him. You know, he didn't believe it, because in all these years he took that road, or he, not every day, but every time he was in this region or whatever, where I live and where he took that road, or he was pretty much convinced that these scars don't even exist where I live, you know, so to speak. And obviously it's the same with beautiful men and women, whatever, they're everywhere, you know, it's not just a certain state. And I sometimes I come across people saying, well, in Ohio, for example, in this certain state in USA, there are no hot girls or whatever, hot girls, beautiful people, so to speak. Well, you just decided that, you know, they are, you know, but you will never come across them, and it will prove to you that in Ohio aren't any beautiful people. Well, aren't you a very powerful creator, so to speak? Once again, everything is already created, but aren't you a powerful chooser, so to speak? Because you chose that, and you proved it to yourself. Now go and prove to yourself that you can own a purple Bentley, whatever. Bentley's gonna be mine too, but you know, oh, Bugatti, yeah, whatever. Man, I don't even care about the names, the models, anything anymore. If you really understand, it's all the same. It's the same of you getting a cup of coffee from your best friend or your worst enemy, whatever. You know, me thinking about a yellow Aventador or whatever, Lamborghini, and the next day, yeah, there it is, you know. And my dad, like I said, he never saw one, at least not in, you know, the country I'm in right now. Never. And explicitly not in the place where I live. But he told me he never ever saw a yellow. Well, it's like maybe in my life, you know. And I thought about it just, you know, 12 hours before that, and had to be there in consciousness, in awareness. Also my, you know, finite human body was moved to be at the spot so I could, you know, come across this Lamborghini. And like 3 or 4 minutes I was on the freeway. After that I took a different turn, so to speak, and I came across the Lamborghini on the freeway, which implies that before I took the turn, the Lamborghini had to be there, or it had to be after the turn, so to speak. But I was visualized, so to speak. I put my awareness on being on that freeway, on that highway, and seeing a yellow Lamborghini Aventador. Well, what happened? I was on that highway and saw a yellow Lamborghini Aventador. So actually the thing I already said just now, by me, you know, taking a turn and then still seeing it, wouldn't go hand in hand with what I put in my awareness. And what you put in your awareness is what gets duplicated, so to speak. So in 3 or 4 minutes, I and this person who owned the yellow Lamborghini Aventador somehow had to be on the same road in these, you know, so to speak, 180 to, well, what is it? 240 seconds. That's about 3-4 minutes, you know. We both had to be in awareness, in full flesh, so to speak, be at the same place for that to happen, you know, just because I put my awareness on it. Now, if I somehow 2 minutes later, after thinking of, in this, you know, example, thinking of a yellow Lamborghini Aventador, I wouldn't have seen it. You know, either this person who owned the Lamborghini took a different road, didn't even go into his car at that moment yet, maybe just an hour later, whatever. Something happened in his experience, so to speak, which made it so that I wouldn't have become aware of it. You understand that it all came from me, and I'm not claiming to be this. Well, I am, you know, but in this finite little me sense, it's like, well, that's just coincidence, synchronicity, serendipities, you know, those things do not exist. You know, if you understand that awareness is everything, and I come across this all the time, you know. A good example is actually yesterday. I mean, it's, you know, Halloween season, whatever. I love it, but you don't have to, you know, it's just me assigning a meaning to it, you know. So I was watching a movie. What was it called? Well, anyways. Well, it doesn't matter, but anyways, the thing is, just a few days ago, I came across a very classical, whatever, music video, song, whatever, very, you know, classic, years ago, for the ones who know, Edith Piaf, La Voule. Well, I listened to it. I put my awareness on it a few times and listened to it and became aware of it, you know. It could have been 1 second, it could have been the whole song, whatever, it doesn't matter. You have to understand that even after listening to the whole song, if somehow I cancel that out, which why would I? I mean, I'm just listening to a song, but listening to a song equals putting your awareness on something, you know. Well, yesterday I actually got a whole list of different horror films, whatever, because I'm you know, I'm subscribed to this YouTube channel. He makes all these compilations or whatever because he watches all the movies and then, you know, puts on the best one and the saddest one, whatever, the most gore, whatever, all this. So I can decide, choose, like you always, literally every second moment do, whatever movie, well, I wanted to see. And which one did I pick? Well, I picked the one that had a remix, or the song, doesn't matter the remix, it's just, it's pretty much the same song, you know, it was a little bit of a remix, maybe because of the movie itself, because it couldn't use the, you know, didn't have the copyright, whatever, for the original song, I don't care. The thing is, I was watching the movie yesterday and yeah, there it happened, you know, 20 minutes in, out of the blue, there it stood in subtitles, Edith Piaf, La Voule, you know. And I've never pretty much heard this song, maybe years ago ever somehow once listened to it. Now a few days ago I became aware of it, listened to it a few times or whatever, and here it is, you know. And yeah, this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza would call a coincidence, a synchronicity, a serendipity. But I mean, you could name it that if you like it to, but it just implies that whatever you put your awareness on gets reflected back to you, you know. And it's with everything. I'm going to give you way more examples. Small, big, whatever. You assign a meaning to whatever. You know, you could think this is miraculous happening to me, you know, but this literally happens to me multiple times a day. I listen to a lot of music, and actually when I'm thinking about videos like this, I'm thinking about how I'm going to, you know, maybe explain it, say it, how is the simplest way to say it. Sometimes before, and I swear to God, I think I might just prove this to you as well, which is very hard because it's literally pretty much happening instantaneously, you know. But I think about something I'm trying to make a video about, but I'm not yet recording myself. I'm just contemplating, like, is this, you know, the right title, right video, whatever. And when a lot of times when I'm busy forming a sentence in my head and I can't come up with the last few words, at that same time I'm listening to music, which obviously has a title. So I open my phone and there it is. Mind you, I got over 13000 songs, so 13,000 songs, which I always have on, well, random, so to speak, you know. They just, I can't come up with the word, yeah, shuffling, you know. It's just always shuffling. It's always, unless I, you know, obviously desire to listen to a specific song, you know, decide to listen to a specific song. But the point being is, it's insane how many times I mean, it happened to me twice today and probably will happen more because I've already recorded 2 videos right now, and, you know, going to go about my day, so to speak. In the different moments coming after this, I'm still going to be thinking about how I can help you guys and what's the best way to make it simplistic but still explain how it really is, you know, whatever. But the thing is, it's not a particular example right now, but it's more like I'm thinking about how to say something, how to word something in my head. I open my phone and either the song that I got on, and I forgot about the title because I got so many songs or whatever, many different artists, whatever, or I click to 1 or 2 different songs and there it is. And you could say, well, you're reaching. No, because we all know this, you know. Somebody's trying to come up with a sentence and he's almost done and you already know what they're saying. I actually have this with my mother a lot. Like pretty much 9 out of 10 times I know how to end her sentence, you know. And some people then tell you, like, you're so to speak, deciding for them, you know. They're still not done with their sentence, they're still trying to come up with words and you finish it for them. Maybe those weren't the words she wanted to use. Well, my mother is very honest in that, so if it weren't the words she wanted to use, she will tell me that. But 9 out of 10 times she, you know, repeats the last few words I said, because, well, that's actually what she wanted to say. And that goes hand in hand with my example of the music I'm listening to. And it's in movies as well, like I just said, on YouTube, ads, whatever. It's consistently. This is what Joe Dispenza talks about. When you're in the state, when you decide something, so to speak. Not with all the visualization, meditation, all of that, you know, it's just about awareness. I mean, all of these things help, but it's all coming from awareness. So you put your awareness on something and don't waver. You're not doubting it to, you know, be reflected, so to speak. Once again, it's already done. But, well, in whatever sense, you will reflect it. And once again, if we're talking about cars and you have to make the decision of you thinking from or of it, that's literally the difference in you, well, seeing one or owning one, so to speak. And it's simply that It's the same with an SP, amount of money, talking about $10 million right now, $20 million, all the same, you know. Also the 10 and the 20 million is pretty much exactly the same. I know we're giving, you know, so to speak, one chunk of money is double the size of the other, but it doesn't matter, you know, it's all the same. In its true essence, it's just neutral, and you assign a meaning to it. You declare it to be whatever. But anyways, like, it's insane how many times this happens, you know, and this already proves that awareness creates. You know, once again, you're not creating anything, you're not manifesting anything. Like I said a few days ago, and I thought it was pretty accurate actually, you know, creation is finished, but if you really think about it from the God state of being, so to speak, God awareness, everything is done right now because creation is finished, then, well, manifestation is finished, you know. You only materialize anything by just putting your awareness on it, you know, and that's it. But, well, like I said, man, 30 minutes already, but it's all coming through me. But these examples, and I'll be showing them as well, but they prove that there's something more to life than, you know. And I know it because obviously I know who I really am and whatever, but if you, maybe this is the first time you ever come across this information, then, well, start small, so to speak. You don't have to, literally, you can have the Bugatti by, well, whatever date you desire, so to speak. But if you never ever experienced any of these things, you know, probably as a kid you did, but big chance you did forget about it, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Put it to the test right now, you know, literally right now. This moment, this second, whatever you're identified with, you know, is right now. I mean, because if I'm thinking about something in my mind and I open my phone with 13,000 different songs, and, well, the title ended my sentence for me. It was exactly what I was trying to say, but it didn't come up in me, and I open my phone and there it is, you know. Well, explain that. And this doesn't happen once, it's consistently happens. Like, I can't run away from it anymore. Obviously not, because I'm aware of now being that person who consistently, well, experiences this, you know. And it's up to people, you know, thinking about what a person says. Doesn't matter if I do or do not know them, and they say exactly that. Even if they're a person who doesn't even pretty much knows about that information or a topic like that, or doesn't ever in my experience use a certain word. You know, you can start with that as well, you know. Imagine your girlfriend or boyfriend saying something they would never say, you know, a word, or maybe a word they said they hated and would never use again. I don't know, you have to come up with whatever, but that's all it is, literally, man. And you're going to be, well, yeah, shocked, I guess. If you don't really understand who you really are, then you're going to be shocked by all these things consistently happening, and you understanding that, well, it is happening through you, by you, you know, because of your awareness. No exceptions. The smallest things you can, so to speak, be aware of, or the biggest things, like, it doesn't matter. And I understand that, wow, it's such a subtle, simple tweak, so to speak, understanding who you really are, and then understanding that in itself this physical 3D reality experience is neutral. Well, yes, it is. These two things will put you in the so-called clickbait, whatever all these clickbait people be saying, like, put you in the God frequency, whatever, how you know, whatever you like to call it, but that is what will happen. Matter of fact, the happening part is you just choosing right now or not choosing, you know. Like I said, you're always choosing, you know. Even when you don't make a choice, so to speak, or believe you cannot have it, you're still making a choice. So it's